Hello, everybody. My name's Andy Lagopis, and I'm here with...
I'm ACRacebest, and I'm eating a burrito.
And I'm eating a peanut butter sandwich. Sorry about... Well, so here's the thing. We were going to do a podcast tonight about the story In and Out of Love by Anglo Falcon. And we were going to discuss fanfiction and some of the stuff along that line. But a bunch of scheduling issues popped up.
I messed it up. It
was all Race's fault.
I am sorry, folks. I just couldn't take it. Couldn't handle it.
So professional.
No.
Nah, it's cool though. So basically we are postponing that topic, which was chosen by our Patreon, and we're postponing that till next month just because with Thanksgiving and such, it's going to be pretty tough for any of us to sit down and do a podcast. So yeah, that's that. Sorry. So anyway, well, what's done's done. And let's just start off by getting caught up a bit. What you been up to this past month?
Really just burritos and chips. Busy, always busy. This is the end of the year for the racing season, and I'm heavily involved in that, so things kind of ramp up for me, especially on the weekends around this time of the year. Outside of that, a lot of editing projects that I have going on, a couple simultaneously, and just getting ready for the holidays. I love this time of year. I love the weather. And yeah, it doesn't snow here, but maybe that's a good thing. Maybe I wouldn't like snow if it did.
Yeah, you're in California. Like, weirdo.
I am.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm out in Boston. Like, we get all the snow.
Do you like snow?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Good. See, most people are like, oh, if you lived where it snows, you wouldn't like it. If you lived in that area of Zootopia where it snowed, you wouldn't like it. And I'm like, hey.
Uh-huh. Yeah, no. Thunder Town looks awesome. And like, I'm an Arctic fox, so deal with it.
Like, literally, like, people don't understand. Like, they think you're just saying you're an Arctic fox. I was so impressed the first time I met you, and you're literally an Arctic fox. Like, I was like, oh my gosh, you're so small.
Yeah, I know, right? Like, small, fluffy, like, the whole deal. Whole 9 yards.
Very impressive. I salute you.
Mm-hmm. And I salute you, too, with tiny little bean paw.
It's so adorable.
Mm-hmm.
What about you? What have you been up to?
Mostly just, trying to find a job and finishing up the semester. So
yeah, you said you got school going on. What you doing in school? Do people know? Like, I don't know. What do you do in school?
Yeah, well, I'm going for a bachelor's in business management, entrepreneurship. So doing a few different things.
Nick status here.
Oh yeah.
Gonna sell some popsicles.
All the popsicles.
God dang, we're nerds.
Big time.
Yeah.
One second.
He's dying on his peanut butter sandwich right now, everybody. Goodness. Well, we here. Is it official? Are we officially calling this Zootopiology? Is that the name of this podcast?
I mean, there was we did a poll last time, and like a third of people said they were cool with it. A third said that they weren't, and a third was indifferent. So, I don't really have many good alternatives though. Like the ZNN podcast, maybe, but
we should if we really want to target the market. I think we should call this the. I don't know. Like, let's just call it. Never mind. I have terrible suggestions. I'm not gonna say them.
Say it.
I was gonna say we just need to have somewhere in the title just say Rule 34, and then people will be like, "Let's check this out." You forced my hand. I wasn't gonna do it.
Hey, no. If of all the like search terms, like that will get you some SEO,
right? That's. I mean, let's face it, guys. Like when they made Zootopia, they knew what they were doing. They were like, "There's a market out there that to tap into."
Yeah. Tap into, yeah.
Oh man, we're what 5 minutes into this podcast, and
I know, right?
we've already ruined it. I'm so happy that we're both eating. Yeah, let's talk about food. Let's talk about food in Zootopia, okay?
Yeah.
So, I've had so many people who haven't seen the movie as much as I have.
What do the predators eat?
What's that?
Oh, what do the predators eat?
Yes, no. A lot of people ask, they're like, "So, how does this work?" Well, simply put, like, we understand this because we know that there's a fish market. They do eat fish. Fish apparently did not jump on the sentience train.
Nope.
Bugs, protein, which really comes into question because the one thing I think that makes me nervous is those donuts that Clawhauser eats look delicious.
Yeah, they do.
But what are they made out of?
I mean, probably eggs. Nope. Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
There's a lot of questions here.
I mean, most of them stemming from milk.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
whose milk?
what
What person in Zootopia is like, all right,
well,
here you go.
It is a mammal metropolis, so technically all of them are capable of producing milk, but like, I mean, do cows exist? Did we ever see a cow? I don't think we did. I think it's one of the domestic animals that didn't make the cut because it was like humans never happened.
If there is a cow type animal, but like let's specifically say cow,
like
it would have been in the scene. It would have the cow would have shown up in the scene where Judy, when we see Judy as a kid, and there's the fair, because I think that's also the only scene that I know of where you get a decent enough visual of a horse. And I don't think you ever see another horse. Maybe in the gigantic scene.
Nope. You've got a horse in the crowd of photographers, like at the graduation and the press conference.
There you go. See, so if anyone thought I truly was the king of knowledge of Zootopia, no. I'm just the corporate face. Okay, I just put on a pretty smile. We got the CNN crew over here who's like, well, we'll tell you how many times horses showed up and their names.
Oh, no, we only know this because we've been asked to go through and like figure out how horses work, which is another discussion entirely.
Yes. But
with food, like
food, yes. Do they have burritos in Zootopia? Like, people
burritos are definitely something that could be made in Zootopia. Like wheat and like for flour and such, like tortillas, you can totally do. Tomatoes clearly seen in vegetable stand. Like not sure about cheese. It goes back to milk, but
yeah, that raises a lot of questions about what's morally correct with food in Zootopia. Some of those questions I really want to know the answer and don't simultaneously.
Yes, agree. Oh my goodness. Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the meat's easy to answer. Like you said, they've got the fish, they've got the bugs. I'd go so far as to say they've probably got birds and reptiles too as options, and because gazelle refers to birds like how we refer to birds, you know. Birds don't just fly; they fall down and get up. Like
Those mythical creatures in Zootopia.
Yeah, I know.
called birds.
They're not referred to like you would another sentient creature, you know? Like you wouldn't refer to another race in that sort of way.
No, I'm thinking here. If we're talking about food, do you think there are people? Well, let me rephrase that. Do you think there are animals, are predators even, who do like? Is it would it be considered a form of cannibalism if you ate sentient meat in Zootopia?
Probably.
Like is that because I mean obviously like there has to be a line drawn somewhere.
I mean, like that was part of the whole back when the savages and stuff like back in the ancient history with the Natural History Museum and such. Like you got the treaty and alliance between the what was it, caribou, gazelle, some sort of like herd animal with, or it was like lions and rabbits, I think.
They were rabbits with horns, my friend.
Yeah, which in and of itself is weird, but that does exist in nature. So,
what are those things called again?
Jackalope.
Thank you. I was blanking on that one.
Yeah,
jackalopes.
And like, unfortunately, they're probably just a type of like hair with the type of cancer, which is sad. But
wait, did you say jackalopes actually exist?
Yeah.
What? No. Do they really?
Yeah. Well, I mean, basically, there's a type of cancer rabbits can have where, or basically, it causes long horn-like protrusions to come out of their forehead.
But
it's really
sad.
Do they
call them jackalopes, though?
That's most likely where the myth came from.
Wait, well, but because it does say, now I'm looking this up. You got me. I was like, wait. It does say that they are a mythical animal of North American folklore.
Yeah.
But I hear what you're saying. That's probably where they're kind of like how people theorize where mermaids, like what set that into speed. Of course, you know, just besides someone's wild imagination, they saw certain things in the water and said, what if that is a mermaid? So yes, we do see some of that represented. But what I'm wondering is, in this society, do they have animals that are like do they have like kind of those like back alley restaurants where you can actually still order like actual meat? Like obviously it would be a very sketchy situation. Like how did this is freaky to talk about, but would there be prey animals? You know, there's people out there who are all about like, I want to try really exotic foods. And would a prey animal be like, I got to try this. I got to know what this was all about. If it wasn't considered cannibalism, if there was still a line, let's pretend for a second that cows exist and they are not sentient. Like that would be an option, even though that would completely unwrap a whole bunch of stuff that already exists in Zootopia.
Yeah. If anything, there would probably be like a milk industry. Like,
yes. And then they can have ice cream, which they do have.
Oh, yeah. Well, no, it's frozen ice. But no. You're right.
They have cookie dough.
Crap. Yeah. Oh.
Or excuse me, cookies and cream. It's cream.
A mention of cream. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Yes, I bet like if anyone at Disney's hearing this, they're just going, y'all need to get a life and stop reading into this.
But we do need to get a life.
Definitely.
I'm going to celebrate with this chip.
That sounds like a very good chip.
It was.
But oh my goodness.
So let's see here. Now I'm trying to think.
I can imagine, like, I'm trying not to imagine, but I can imagine And like different mammals, like I don't want to say it, but like selling their services, so to speak.
I mean,
milked.
If we're gonna be honest, there are humans that do that. In regard, like breast milk is a thing.
Yes, that is true. It's a disgusting and super weird thing. But
oh man, see, this is why. See, what a lot of people don't know.
We have not even been talking 15 minutes.
And what a lot of people don't know is that you and the ZNN crew have gone and been like, okay, how can we polish and perfect this podcast that you guys did a round one with? How can we truly make it something that's really going to take off? And here we are, like you said, just minutes into this one, going into the idea of where do the animals get cream for their cookies and cream? These are questions that people need to ask. Okay?
No, they don't. But like, oh man. And these are questions that I am willing to bet that the filmmakers did not consider. Or if they did, they were just like, let's not.
Yeah. So now I'm thinking, I guess I'll steer this away a little bit. But
yeah, let's get away from the milk.
I'm thinking about how many times
they discovered
we
soy milk, almond milk, and maybe they did that sort of thing way before we did.
That is true. But let's assume that they didn't, because but
make ours based on the thing.
With our main characters, you got Judy and Nick. I'm trying to think, did we ever see, and this is me just really shooting and not thinking of it. I'm more just theoretically asking, how many times do we see Judy eat in Zootopia in the movie? That's right. You pull out your spreadsheet.
No, I start replaying the entire thing in my head on fast forward.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. That might be an interesting thing to try one of these times. Like, see who can recite the movie for the longest without looking it up.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Could.
Well,
we probably could.
I'm trying to think.
But like, she has a carrot in like the sad microwave carrot.
But she never eats it.
True. She just throws it away because it's gross. We see Nick eating blueberries. We see Clawhauser eating donuts.
We see Nick eat a number of things. We see him eat blueberries. We see him have a nice slice of wedding cake.
Yep.
It's implied that he ate one of the popsicles, I think, because he has the stick that is just a stick. But I can't recall if we ever actually see Judy eat anything. We get close, but
yeah, I think that's one of those movie things where it's like it's not mentioned, so you just assume that it happens off screen.
Oh yes, no, I'm just saying 100%. I want to
100%.
see my girl take a bite out of a sandwich. Like, you know what?
With
legit, I had a dream this week, and maybe this isn't so unusual, but I had a dream this week of a sequel to Zootopia that was coming out, and I accidentally landed inside of the studio, and I was like, oh my gosh, amazing. They're going to go back to all these wonderful places in Zootopia. And they're going to kiss at each one.
Yes.
And then I woke up.
Yes.
So, but yes. So I'm still thinking
that
about,
is the dream. But
yes. To keep it on track, I'm still thinking about food here.
Yeah.
So Nick definitely gets
just a candlelit dinner or something.
Yeah. Well, Nick gets to eat quite a bit in Zootopia. Clawhauser probably eats the most.
Right. I mean, we see
him down
a donut. No offense to anybody.
When you lose a donut in your neck folds, you're there. All right, you've reached peak happiness.
The sad thing is, I've done that, like by accident before.
I'm sorry. What? You just said you lost a donut in your neck folds?
Not neck folds per se, but like I dropped it and was like, "Oh, where is it?" And I looked down and it was in my collar. in the collar of my shirt, so it was like, oh.
Was this before or after Zootopia came out?
This was way after Zootopia came out. This was like last month.
So did you have like that like epiphany at that moment? You were like, oh my gosh.
I was Ballhauser? Yes. Yes, I did.
Yeah. You have this thing in your neck. Yeah.
Uh-huh. Oh, there you went, you little Dickens.
You better have said that when you pulled it out of your...
Yes, I did.
Oh, good. Ah, man.
Mhm.
Yeah.
We're nerds.
Now, it does... We also know that there's pie. We know pie is the thing.
Yes. Gideon does make some real good baked stuff.
Yep. So
back to milk, but let's not.
With his baking, we obviously know like the straight up vegetable stuff, your typical
I mean, if there is a vegan way to make things, then there's probably a Zootopian way to make things. Because the whole point of veganism is to not use animal products, right? So
yeah, but we do know that they do eat fish.
Well, pescatarian, whatever it's called.
What about the people that eat bugs? What are they called?
Insectarians or I don't know.
You're making this up.
Arthropodicans.
Anteaterans. Yeah. No, I don't know. When I think about, because that a lot of people ask the question, would you want to go to Zootopia? And I feel like the food is something a lot of people don't think about or consider.
True.
What we perceive as, oh, that looks delicious. Is it actually delicious? Are those donuts? Is that ice cream? You know, is that pie?
And I will say this, like, I've been subject to many a odd dietary needs in my time. Like, all 4 of my sisters have celiac, so they can't have any gluten.
Yeah, that's my wife.
Oh yeah, nice. He's gluten-free for life.
For them, totally awesome.
Yeah. No, it's nice being the one person who doesn't have to like not eat wheat. I like bread.
I know, and I don't even cover it up. I'm terrible.
Yeah. But no, like where was I going with that? Oh yeah, like some of them, like some things taste better when they're like made this certain way, like made the substitute way. I personally think like muffins and cakes and pancakes and waffles and such, those are fantastic gluten-free. But then again, that's because my mom makes a very good custom flour, so that's probably got to do with it. But like, the point is you can make these substitute foods that taste like even better than the thing they're substituting.
Which is true. I just wonder.
It's a lot harder to do for vegan stuff.
Yeah. There's also this whole thing, and you know, this is kind of those like weird society deals where when you grow up with it, when it's what you know, not
it's
saying
not
that
weird.
like your tongue straight up changes depending on where you live and where you're born, but there are things that you grow to learn or grow to like, I should say.
Acquired tastes.
Yeah, and I do wonder if what we know to be like, again, our pie, how close is that in Zootopia? Like when Gideon walks up with this delicious blueberry pie, are we like, oh my gosh, that tastes just like a gluten-free version of it? Or
well, I mean,
which you know, speaking of like gluten, obviously gluten itself wouldn't be an issue for these animals to consume because we're not talking about an animal product, we're talking about, you know, wheat.
Right.
But in that sense, like the substitute version, if you want to go as far as calling it vegan, you know,
no meat or dairy.
Is Carl's Jr. or Hardee's selling the Impossible Burger in Zootopia?
they might have invented the Impossible Burger way before. Well, I mean, because
Now
that's
go
the
off
question,
that.
like,
Go off that. The
'cause
Impossible Burger.
We do know that there is Bug-a-Burger in Zootopia. So, like,
So there. And now, here's my question though.
It might have been Predators who made that.
But would it be unethical for the burgers to taste like burgers? To be like, we were able to make this taste like meat.
Tastes like cow meat.
And if so, if it's fine, and let's pretend it is.
Activist group like protesting the existence of anything cow tasting.
Would prey animals be like, I gotta try this. I gotta know what it is that you guys like about it. Like, is Judy like Nick? I need to try this Impossible Burger. I need to know what meat tastes like.
Yeah. Or like, I mean, there was that one comic by Eric W. Schwartz or something where basically Judy got Nick a chicken sandwich. And like, well, he was just drooling over it and stuff. I don't know if she had any, but like, yeah, I don't know.
I think it's safe to say that we would not be true members of the Zootopia fandom if we did not at some point during this food conversation mention that whenever Nick is getting hungry, it's very likely that he's thinking Arby's.
You would bring that up. You would.
Arby's is good. I mean, it really is good.
Yeah. Nothing at all to do with the edit. The Arby's edit.
Oh, well, this has been an enlightening...
Discussing I Will Survive can be another time. That's a whole other can of worms that's got a unique perspective on. Because we're the site that everyone links to.
Oh, man. Wow.
We hope it's sad. Like, a good chunk of our page views, like, well, still sort of trickle in from that.
Oh, man. Well, I feel like we've at least opened this can of worms.
Would it be a can of worms? Like, they would have cans of worms, yeah? Like,
they could.
Would that be a snack?
A can of worms is a legit snack. And
man, I mean,
get on this, somebody.
There are animals that eat worms and stuff. Like, man,
yeah, can of worms. It's a snack.
It'd be like a can of baked beans.
I want somebody in this fandom to make a commercial for a can of worms. That
would be brilliant.
If no one else jumps on it.
If someone does that, ZNN will feature it.
There you go. So there's some incentive for you all. And if nobody does it, I might do it.
Do it. Go for it.
Yeah. So dumb. I love it.
It's great.
But yeah, I do feel like we've at least not only filled our own stomachs with food, but filled our minds with the idea of what food is like and can be like, the potential of food in Zootopia during this
with many other disgusting mental images. Yes.
So that's and I'm maybe that's a question that we ask the people listening in on. I don't know what the question would be, because that's
okay. Here's the question. And how would you go about, like, I don't even know, like, substituting things? Like, do you think that there could be, like, substitute dairy products, or would they have even thought of dairy as a product? Like, humans are the only creatures that eat dairy after infancy. Like,
And
I
no,
haven't even
just
thought of
okay.
it.
Here's the real question: tell us where you think they get their dairy from. Not if, just where.
yeah, we
What
know
animal?
that there's cream. Oh my goodness, this is so.
Tell us: is it each? Like
The
maybe,
second episode.
maybe there's you know a
Oh no, there's
each.
probably a market.
There probably is. There probably is, and then that raises more questions about animals that I'm sure people know way more about than I do. But
Yeah, we're not zoologists.
we're zootopiologists.
Zootopiologists, yes. Way to tie it back in.
There you go. There you go. Well, Andy, I think I've learned way more about myself during this 30-minute
Yeah.
deal than I ever wanted to.
Me too, Race. Me too.
What do you think? Should we wrap it up there like a nice big burrito?
Oh man, and that's just the possibilities, just the intersection of all the animal puns of Zootopia with all the food puns.
Mm-hmm.
Just the oh my goodness.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah, we should probably call it there before we say or do something that'll, like, I don't know, offend
Get the
Disney
podcast
or
pulled off of YouTube.
yeah, pretty much. Thanks, Kappa. Which is another thing, but yeah, yeah, let's finish this up. Man, I've been doing a lot of grilling myself, like, because like chicken and birds, fine. Like, if we can establish that they're not sentient, then they're fine. But oh man, why does it have to be a mammal metropolis? Why? Like, it's cool and all, but yeah, down in the comments, just where the heck do they get their milk?
Let us know.
Yeah,
We demand it.
we don't want to figure this out ourselves. We want you to do that for us.
Yes. And if you don't tell us, we will look it up online.
Yes, and we're sure to find some art.
Explaining this purely for research.
Yes. Oh man, and the goal was to keep this PG.
This is PG.
Technically,
It's very PG. It's a hard PG.
yes. Just like hard cider and hard lemonade. Yep. Well, thanks for filling my mind with those horrible mental images, Race.
You're welcome. You invited me on this podcast, so
Yes,
you get to live with that.
I did. All right. Well, so we will be doing this again, and we're planning on making this podcast once a month thing, and we're going to try to do it hopefully earlier in the month than this. That's the goal, at least. So, tune in next time. Aim for more Zootopiology, CNN podcasts, something with Rule 34 in the name. I don't know. Hey, search engine optimization, man.
Yep. Well, thank you all for watching.
And until next time, try everything. Question
Or don't.
mark? Or don't. Yeah.